and a quick reminder of where we're at on the planet. So now once this is constructed and we've got what we need in metal, we just need one more. Starch isn't looking too bad, but the machine is not rocking. That little rocker there is not going up and down. Now they're putting stuff in there. They've got 3 and they'll have another one available here pretty quick once we get a worker on the machine. They've got this one. They're filling this one up, so it'll start popping up and down here pretty quick. There he goes. There we go. Excellent. So our timing was pretty good. Now remember, they'll put metal and bioplastic out here before they put it here. So we've got to wait until they make 2 more bioplastic. And if we ever just recycle this structure, this dome for storage, we will not get back whatever's used here. We might get back what we need for here. So if they use 2 metal and 2 bioplastic, then we might get that back. But until this connection's made and it still needs a bioplastic, this is not available to us to get these things out of the weather, so to speak. But so far, since we put in the mushrooms instead of something of high maintenance or even standard maintenance, we've got a low, slow maintenance. So it's not really giving us any monkey wrenches. Now there's the sandstorm I was telling you about before. A little bit of an issue. So anybody that's get caught out here is going to take maybe a little damage. Now, right now we have a worker and he's trying to go out here and pick up stuff. If we watch him for a little bit, he may start showing damage, meaning he's going to need medical attention. Now, so far we're not doing too bad. We can't put another bed in until we get some more bioplastic. So he grabs something. Constructor bot's going to go ahead and finish off the tunnel. Now they can start going back and forth and putting stuff in here. And that will heal up these containers. All right, what have I got? I got these on speed 2. Well, no, that would be speed 1, because every time something happens, a special event like a sandstorm, a raider attack, it slows it down. So I'll hit the plus sign again over here on my numbers pad, and that'll get them up to speed 2. If I hit it a second time, it'll go to the maximum speed, which is times 4. But I'm going to go ahead and slow it down so I've got more time to discuss what's going on. Speed 2 looks like a good one. Now notice they're also focusing on getting stuff out of here and putting it into storage. And we've already used up 17%. Now it's 20%. See, it's kind of small. And it tells you it's medium here, but that was the smallest one we could make. And I can demonstrate that by going here and here again. See there, it's the same size. If we had gone to the next size, see how much bigger it'd be? And then the last choice, bigger yet. You can do that with all your structures. For example, what size did I make? See there? The first one. I could have gone to the second one. See how much bigger it is? And there's also a third option, which I would have preferred to use, but it takes 7 metal. Now, if I look at this here, see, we made the second size. See there? And they do offer a third size, and that's what I want to put in next. That way I don't have to worry about this one draining down. But notice it takes 4 metal, and we just don't have it. Now I have a habit, because of what happens later in gameplay, not to build stuff unless I have what I need, so they can get right to it and get it done. Oh, there's those monkey wrenches I was telling you about. So putting in this does cause a little problem, but not much. So we're doing fine. We've got plenty of vegetables available, so they're going to go mostly into storage because we've only got these 2 machines. They do take some vegetables in there, but see, both of them are staying busy. Now, the thing to focus on at this point is this number right here for meals. This one will affect your storage capacity, but this one is all about your meal makers. And the reason why we want to focus on it is because we have 10 people eating up meals. You want this number and this number to stay matched as much as possible. Now, if this number is higher, how many meals are available? That's not an issue. We can deal with that. But when that number goes lower than how many people we have, it might be time to panic a little bit. Now, I want the meal number to get even higher, so I'll put in another one of these meal makers. Now, if I start seeing unhappy faces on some of my workers, the best I could do is start putting some of these inside here. And you can't put them just anywhere. You have to make sure that it allows you to put it there. It'll be red if you can't put it there. Now, the other thing to focus on is here, 2, 4, 6, 8. So what do I need? I need another bunk for sure. It doesn't have to be a match, but it's got to be close. You got to keep it close, because you don't want anybody going around showing these little, like this guy right here. See that little Z symbol above his head? That's what you're trying to prevent, because you don't want them passing out just anywhere in these hallways, because they don't get rested quite like they need to in order to stay productive. All right, now we still got one more item out of here. One of the critical items, spares. All right, we still got 8 left, but that's not a good number. And the game is going to keep breaking our utilities, mostly this one and this one. Once in a while you might see this one, but normally not this one or this one. They normally don't need repairs. It's usually these 2. And on occasion you might see something there, but that's kind of rare. Kind of rare. You have to have a meteorite strike or something. It looks like we might have an issue with this size. Now, go ahead and click on it and notice that they're all back up to maximum. So now you would be tempted probably to say, okay, look, I know that's the smallest one I can make, but I can't get another one in, not even another small one, unless I go over here. Well, that's going to happen, but we'll probably go to the next size. So we can almost afford to do that now. But what else should we be putting in? Well, our next disaster will probably be the fact that we've run out. Now, it's possible they're going to put the monkey on us and start saying that we don't have the meat yet, the fake meat. So you see nothing here because we haven't put the lab in. Oh, there's the next disaster right there. Because we put this in, it used up 1.5, which turned out to be just a little too much. So this is what we need next. Primarily because this is not producing a full 30. The wind keeps dying down. Now, I do realize that politically, this is probably not the best thing to say. This is why mankind will never be able to depend on having enough power for the grid and I'm talking, of course, real life, not just game life, in order to keep everybody out of trouble. Now, for us right now, the problem is keeping this energized. So normally you either put one of these in next, but we need more capacity. So I'm going to focus on more capacity right now. And I'm going to go either equal or bigger. Now, bigger makes sense to me. And I don't fear putting this further and further away from our access. Right now, the only access, so they have to come out of here, go all the way around to put that in. And if a sandstorm hits, well, that could turn into a disaster. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to try to put in another airlock. So that way they've got a shortcut to get out there and do this. I'm not going to put priority on that one. I'm going to put priority on this one. So I'll use this, I'll click here and say, okay, don't worry about this one so much. In fact, since they did, I'm going to recycle this. That way they'll grab this and put it out here where we need it. That's where our priority is right now. That'll speed up that process just a little bit. Now, notice that they're not requiring a bioplastic for the connection. And they don't require bioplastic for this either. And we only need one, and we have one, so this should be getting up pretty quick. The only catch is, look at the time of the day. It's already 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So the chances of this getting powered up by either of these two power providers is pretty slim. See, hours pass by kind of fast. Now it's 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and the sun sets technically at 6. So there's not going to be enough time. And why did this engineer not go ahead and do that? Well, that's the game screwing with you. Now, in his case, he's probably thinking, I'm running out of oxygen, even though it shows he still had plenty. So they leave the work for the bot. And at some point, this bot is going to get broken permanently. It's not going to get fixed. And we'll be hot to try to replace it when it does. See what I mean? See what time it is? It's too late to get any energy in here. So we're still trying to get by. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to turn the power off. Now, is there any other structure I can turn the power off on? Yep, right here. It's not providing any power anyway, and it won't until it comes to do 6 a.m. And it'll say hour 6 up here. Right now it's saying hour 23, so that's 11 p.m. at night. Now it's midnight. And then it'll start over as each hour passes. And as you can tell, the hours pass kind of fast. Oh, we still didn't turn off enough fast enough. So how close to 6 are we? Oh, 4 hours. That's not good, because that means we're not providing any oxygen. Well, the wind, of course, is down. That's how the game messes with you. See there? They're keeping everything turned off. And if we're almost to 6, so we need to turn this back on, because that's our primary source after the sun comes up to get things going again. But so far we haven't killed anybody. We've already got this turned off. Now we could turn this off. There's nobody in there anyway right now. That'll help a little bit. It'll help it'll help a little bit here, and eventually this will start getting some energy. Now, once it gets more than halfway charged up, man, my throat just doesn't want to straighten out today. Once this gets more than halfway full, and this one is full, then we shouldn't have any more of this nonsense going on. And we can go ahead and turn this back on, I think. Nah, we better wait. Before we turn anything else back on, we better wait. We're trying to stay one step ahead of the next disaster. All right, we need an airlock out here, so let's go ahead and get that going. It only needs 101, and you want to get it as close as you can, so the trip is as short as possible. And notice our next crisis will be spare parts, not having enough, because we're not making any and we're not buying any from a trader, and they don't always offer spare parts to buy. So we've got one to spare on the metal. Our next structure, which probably should be connected here, if we can squeeze it in there, would be factory. The smallest one we can make requires 2 and 2. And right now it says we don't have any. Now, where did that other metal go? Well, it probably went there. Now, nothing else is going on that should be using metal, so I'm going to try to get this in there. Oh, I can get the bigger one in, but 4. No, that's going to take too long. I think it's going to be critical that we get this in right away, even though it's the medium size or the first size, because it's going to take 2 and 2 metal, 2 bioplastic. Now, they could come out of this, get right to it, and we still don't have, but at least the wind is up a little bit. So we need to replace this one next. Well, I say replace. I shouldn't say replace. It's too early for that. I should be saying we need another one of these solar panels to keep both the power up. So how are we doing here? We need one more metal. Are they going to require? Yeah, they're going to require a metal there too. It's just the connections don't really normally require a bioplastic also. We've got the bioplastic already out here, but we do need the metal. I need a total of 2 more. And we've got a problem right here. We're going to have to chance it, I think. How much ore do we? We've only got 4. Well, actually, we can wait because we have 4 ready to go. But we've only got the one machine because we don't have enough workers to put in another one. And we definitely got a problem here. So we probably should go ahead and keep these down. And we're going to have to turn the power off on this right away once it gets built, because it's going to put more strain here, and we don't have enough generation to keep these 2 full. See there? But it's real close to, yeah, in fact, the solar panel's going to kick in now, so we got by the skin of our teeth, basically. All right, so we're going to have to give this one priority, but let's go ahead and risk getting in the next panel. Now, that's going to take 2. If we go up 1, that'll take 4. Well, like I was saying before, we're going to have to try to play this with the smaller ones, and we'll put it real close, like so. You got to put the link in, you don't have any choice. And that's going to require a metal also. So we're looking at a total of 3 metal, and we're struggling with the metal, and we're struggling with the power. primarily because we made this small rather than the next size up, and we're making this one small also because of the metal problem. We just don't have enough being produced fast enough. I can't put another one of these in because it takes metal to put it in, and we just don't have the workers. Now we're doing fine here, no problem, no problem. Now the next thing they're going to put the screws to us will be malnutrition. So workers will come in here griping and groaning. Well, any of the colonists can come in here saying that they're not being fed well enough. And that'll burn up our medical supplies. And that will be the next crisis. Oh, look at there. They broke our construction bot. And the only one that can fix that is an engineer. So the engineer is going to set his priority, and he decided that putting the dome up was the automated priority. And like I said, we need to turn this off right away because we just don't have enough generation. Now, why didn't he come out here and fix this guy? Well, he left it up to the other engineer to do it. So he's got our one and only construction bot, which they prefer to do all the constructing with. Now, when this gets up, even though it's only a medium, the first size that you can make. All right, he got our bot going again. But once again, metal is the crisis. Now, we might have been able to get by a little bit better if we had not gone with the bigger size on some of these. Because if you went with a smaller size here, you would have just came out with one bunk bed short. No monkey wrenches, that's a good sign. Plenty of food. That matches, in fact, exceeds our population, so not bad. But notice the details. Notice the details. We still got a problem here. See there? Power storage is critical. Well, it's been critical for a while now, and it's going to stay critical until this starts getting powered up. Now, we could have made it the same size, but to me that seems like not the best decision. The only way we're going to be able to get around this problem is having power here. Now, are we getting by? Well, we still got 3 hours to go. Are we going to have enough oxygen to get by for 3 hours? Well, we did before, but of course right now the problem is wind. The game is taking away the wind rather than helping out. So everything is on delay. We can't turn this off because then they won't have anywhere to sleep. We could turn it off temporarily, but the first time we see somebody with the little Z symbol over their head, we've got to turn it back on so they've got somewhere to go to bed. We cannot take away this because then we'll start seeing people having trouble doing anything. They going over here to work or whatever. So I'm going to turn this off temporarily just to help get this powered back up. Now, we don't have anybody with broken bones, which would be a worker, so we could turn their power off there too for now. But like I said, keep a sharp eye on your people, because when they start griping and groaning, then you've got a problem you got to fix right quick before it becomes somebody, croaks because of it. Now, see this guy here, he's hanging out there. There's no little Z symbol above his head, so this can stay unpowered for now. Now, the thing about these sandstorms is this will put out the full 30 during a sandstorm, but it doesn't put out the full 30 at any other time. So that's kind of frustrating. Seems like it just can't get back up to a full 30. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the mine up again because our number of ore is 0. See there? We have no ore to process into metal. And we have this project out here that needs one more metal. So we probably should have turned this back on a little sooner, but I hesitate to do that during a sandstorm. But we've still got this problem right here. Notice that these are just now starting to provide some electric, some kilowatts. See, everything is in kilowatts in this game, which means thousands of watts. But notice this is not charging up. Now, I keep scratching my head trying to figure out why that's true. We're back up to 3030, and this one is already starting to slow down again. So our situation has not improved, and we just added a big drain of 4.5 kilowatts on our system. So this problem cannot get fixed until this other solar panel gets up. And it's not a bigger one, it's the same size as the one we got. See there? Medium. Now, the other thing to notice is just rest your cursor right here. It says that we're only using at the present 36 kilowatts, but we're now producing 59. Now we're back up to 60. So 30 and 30. They're getting the last piece of metal going. In the meantime, they're using up more spare parts. And sandstorms seem to always mess with at least one wind turbine, if not 2. Usually no more than 2. Of course, we don't have 2 right now, so. All right, are we seeing anybody? Oh, we need to speed up, back up to ×2. Do we see anybody with a little Z symbol above their head, suggesting they're getting sleepy? Not yet. There's 2 workers in there. So we can wait on the dorm, and the carrier bot can still go in and out of here with no problems. Might even see a worker going in and out of there. Did we see anybody with a broken bone? No, not yet. Was that a medic? Yeah, there's your one and only medic. They still don't have this up, so we've got the same problem again. And I don't see anybody with it. Oh yeah, I do, right there. So I need to turn this back on. That's not going to help because that's going to be a 2.5 kilowatt load. But as soon as you see one, there's bound to be another one. And then these other folks are going to go in there and sleep. But see what happened? Now, even though there's no power, he went in there anyway. The rest of these people should come out, wake up and come out of there. Yeah, looks like all the beds are empty again. How close to sunup are we? Oh, geez. Hour 1, and our wind is not very strong. See what's happening? Everybody's getting tired and sleepy. They all want to go to bed, but they can't. There's no power, so there's no oxygen. And if this stays low enough, there will be no oxygen at all. But they'll go back over where there is oxygen. Nobody's passed out on the floor yet. Well, we've got a bit of a crisis going on, but it looks like we didn't kill anybody off. So we're still struggling, but we're making it. And in the next episode, you'll notice that we've got a much better situation going on, so we can focus on the next possible crisis. Until next time, Be well.